So what's up, everyone? It is your girl, Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace. I'm gonna get into the Christmas collection from Oden. So I literally got this in the mail today, so I was like, we're gonna get out of the intro film today. I'm going to film the actual video tomorrow, just because I'm like, I'm tired of it. I'm gonna film like at least 5-6 videos tonight. So if I film anything else, it'll be more like content related. I got a new series I'm starting, so I got literally a box in the corner that's overflowing, like ridiculously overflowing for that whole concept. So I'll probably do maybe 2 more of those tonight if I feel like filming more content tonight. But we just filming the intro to this girl because I'm like, I got a whole week off of work, so we go take advantage of that. But here we go. So dear friends, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. We truly hope that our holiday limited products can bring you a different experience during the Christmas holidays, and that you can use the Christmas eyeshadow palettes to create wonderful, dreamy winter makeup looks when you are ready to celebrate the Christmas season. Best wishes from Oden. So cute little cards there. I bought both the palettes, so I got both of the cute little Christmas keychains here. So I'm excited about those because I like both of them. And I love, you know, like the color blue. The red was nice too, so now I can distinguish which key is for which. Like I'm gonna have one for my keys to my grandma's house here, and then I have one for my keys to like work. And then I can have, you know, my car keys on their own instead of having my work keys on there. Because sometimes I'm like, I lose my car keys and then they have the keys to my job, so that won't be a good look. I bought these cute little eyeshadow brushes to try. I didn't realize they were like baby travel size looking brushes, so now I'm kind of upset because I was expecting them to be normal size brushes like the other ones I bought from them in the brush set. Seems like I can find one. Yeah, I expect them to be normal size, you know, like this set, not like so much smaller and shorter. So I'm kind of disappointed in that regard, but I wanted to see how, if they had changed up the way they feel, and they definitely did. Like these feel so much smoother and nicer than these do, in my personal opinion anyway. So we're gonna try these out in the video today as well. They don't have numbers on them or anything, so I think this was just like the blender brush, and I think this was the shadow brush. I believe that was the names of these, don't quote me, but I think they were like $5 or $6 a piece. I don't think they cost me a whole lot, but the palettes would cost a good grip because each one of these is $43.80. That was the price of Angie's palette as well. So getting both of these was like close to $100 with the brushes or whatever. But I used code Fancy Face, so you can use Tina's code Fancy Face and get a percentage off of these. So we're gonna start off with showing the Christmas Eve palette. The Christmas Eve palette immediately reminded me of what's that girl's name? Annette's palette when it came to the colors and the similarities, but I forgot to bring Annette's palette with me, so I have to show that in my reels. I'm sorry, my shorts, my IG reels, and my TikTok. So you'll see that there. But this is what it looks like on the inside. But I did bring another palette. I feel like it looks somewhat similar to this from Nomad. If you know me, then I feel like you should know which one I'm talking about. But let's look at the Merry Christmas one now, because I found out that apparently in Sweden that they celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve there, as opposed to celebrating Christmas on the 25th like we do. They celebrate on 24th according to Angie or Angelica here on YouTube, because of course if you all didn't realize, she is Swedish, just like the owners of this brand. So yeah, I just nicked the gold shade trying to get the plastic off, so that's great for me. But none of the shadow came out, thank goodness, and there's none like in my finger, so that's cool. Here's what it looks like on the inside. When I saw this palette, it immediately made me think of those 2 quads that I got from Dior for the holidays. Because so you got the green little section up here at the top, and you got the red little section on the bottom. Now their red section is a little bit different than the Dior one, but you know, I'm gonna start off showing that one just because that's what it immediately made me think of. I dropped this Dior quad earlier. Y'all was so pissed off I thought a shade had popped out, because I know the ones in the blushes love to pop out, and the highlighter palettes love to pop out. So here's what it looks like. But you see what I'm saying? Like a lot of the reds in here, when I saw the bright red, it made me think of this quad right here. So I'm just showing this for the bottom portion, but you know, I don't have any way to cover it up because the way this palette is made. Then I'm going to show the khaki one to show it next to this one. And obviously these aren't as bright as the ones at the top, but I still feel like they give like a more subtle version of the top version of this palette. So if you have these two, you might not necessarily want to get this, because it's like you have these reds, you have these greens. You're not going to have the fun dual chromes or the bright golds or as many mattes, just because I feel like this is more satin matte and like that light satiny shimmer type heavy vibe with these palettes. But I did feel like they looked similar, so I had to go ahead and show them. I have a lot of palettes I feel like that are actually more similar to Merry Christmas, which is why I wanted to start off with this one. So I have the Vita one from the Milk Holiday Collection, I think a couple of years ago. And this is what they look like side by side. Again, it has the greens, it has the neutral tones, and it has the reds and the oranges. So I feel like it could be somewhat similar. None of them I feel like are going to be exact, but I wanted to show you similarities. So if you already have similar colors in your collection, you might not necessarily think you need this. The next one I have is the Wilderness palette from Beauty Bay. So here it is alongside this palette. I didn't expect this one to be as similar because of course it has the blues, but it still does have those greens and those reds like this one does. So I felt like it was okay to show it to you. Maybe it makes similar vibes. To me, this is more like a mix of Morte and Vita, which is the one I just showed you, Vita. Next, I have the Color Rain Cheers to the Beauty palette. If y'all remember this one, Honey. It gave me vibes of this one too. Not exact, but like, again, somewhat. Because see, when they all do the same kind of Christmassy like theme, you got the reds. You don't have nearly as many greens in this one as you do with this one. And they kind of did more blue green and focused a little more heavily on the red and the brighter tones. But here's what it looks like. It's a million years old though. I just still have it because I love the highlighter in here, and they don't sell this highlighter individually anymore. I wish they would bring that luxurious bling, but because they took it away, I'm like, I'ma just, you know, hold on to this. I did bring the Soul Main palette just to show in general because I feel like it looks pretty close to either one of these palettes. I'll hold it up, why not? But here's Soul Main alongside this one. I don't think this is a companion palette because to me they're two completely different color stories. I just bought it because it was like the newest palette I have from Oden besides these ones I just got in. Are there any other palettes I have this similar to this? I wanted to put it next to the Metropolis palette from Natasha Denona. So here it is alongside the Metropolis palette, in case anyone's curious. Cause see, it has some deeper greens and grungier blues and stuff, but it also has some warmer tones in here. I feel like I'm gonna show this with the Christmas Eve one too. Some of these you're gonna see repeat with both palettes just because I feel like they have colors from each color story to show. I'm trying to see, do I want to show this palette? Let's see what it looks like on the inside. Because it's different like I am online when they first come out and me pulling stuff from my collection that I think might look similar versus me actually having them in person. So sometimes I have to see them in person after I pulled and brought some of the stuff over here to find out that it's not exactly what I thought it was. And you know, I'm okay with that. I just need, you know, to have it here just in case because I don't have to come up later with it. So here it is alongside the Mari Postos palette. But this is what I was talking about. See, like I had this one over here already thinking it might look similar, and as y'all saw when I posted it side by side, it didn't look nearly as similar as I thought it did. But again, I wanted to have it here just in case. I'm like, if it does, then we need to, and then if it doesn't, it doesn't hurt to have shown it because I've already shown it, so it's too late now anyway. So I brought the Beauty Bay new mod palette. Again, since I saw it online and not in person, I didn't know how exactly it was gonna look, but I feel like it had some tones possibly, so I just went ahead and brought it. But I feel like this one I'm gonna show with the Christmas Eve palette as well, just because of like these kind of corner right here. I feel like might work out for it a little bit better. So the ones I'm gonna double down on, let me show that right there. Yeah, that one's for the Christmas Eve. Why did I bring this one? I must have bought one for Christmas Eve too because it doesn't go in this palette. And then last I have Miss Claus, Santa's Daughter is Here to Slay, the Lit List. Because I felt like it had similar colors to this palette. So while I still have it in my collection, I figured I'd show it alongside this one. So I feel like it has somewhat similar colors, not exact. I think I only used this palette one time, if at all. I honestly don't remember. I heard this one wasn't as good as the one from the year before, which is probably the one I should have brought because I feel like that one might look a little similar. So I'll bring that one, I'll put that one in my shorts when it's time to do that. Okay, so we've seen all the palettes I feel like look similar to my collection for this Christmas, Miss Merry Christmas palette. Now it's gonna go into the Christmas Eve palette. Oh no, my shade is broken. The snowman, the gorgeous snowman shade is broken, y'all. I didn't do anything besides open the palette. Let's press her back in real quick in place. She doesn't fall over. So I'm so glad it didn't fall this whole time. I was holding this palette up because I didn't even know it was broken, y'all. I swear I didn't. I just looked down and it was broke. I'm like, oh Jesus. Thank goodness it's not. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch it because I had to press it out. It is gorgeous. Look at this. Yes, it's like that foily, glossiest type shimmer going on. It's stunning. That color is stunning. It was one of the colors I'm most excited about, so I'm so glad it did not fall out of the pan because y'all don't understand like the anger and pain I would have felt if that thing it fell out of this pan. Because honey, I'm telling you, just no. No, no, no. I had to cry, we had to fight, like a whole bunch, just no. So let's go into this Christmas Eve palette now. She's a looker. Make sure nothing is broken in here. Now I have to double check these things. Okay, so yeah, no, nothing looks like it's broken in here. Okay, we're good. So I'm gonna start off by showing this with Tina the Fancy Faces Tropicolor palette. So here it is next to Tina's Tropicolor palette. Like I said, I meant to bring an Makeup Corner palette, but like I have to compare it to the Halloween palettes from Unearthly Cosmetics, so that's why I didn't bring it here with me yet. That's where it is and why it's not here. Next I have, I'll show it next to Soul Main, but again, I don't feel like Soul Main is similar to either one of these. It's just, like I said, the newest one in my collection. I feel like you could at least do a palette mashup, or like, you know, palette combination with this one and this one, because you can bring us a little more brighter shades from this one and use some of the pastel shades in here or something like that. So I guess it's useful to show it in that regard, but like, just again, where's all this stuff coming from? Sorry y'all, stuff just keeps falling everywhere. I'm just over here like, what is going on? So next I have the Glaminatrix Cosmetics Nocturnal palette to hold up alongside this one. I feel like this would be a good palette combination just because it has these fun pastels in it, and this has these deep grungier shades in it, and it has some cool like wet looking metallics in this one, but this one also has some really sparkly nice dual chromes and teal chrome metallics in this one. So to me, these are more companion palettes, if you will. I'm gonna show the new mod next to this one as well, like I told you all. So I feel like new mod could be a good palette to do a palette combination or palette matchup with as well, because it has some brighter tones to go with the deeper tones in here, and the metallics in both of them are really nice. So there's that. And let's move on to the next palette. So next palette I have to talk about, again, I told you I was gonna show Metropolis alongside this one. So let's go ahead and do that, just so we can see how the deeper grungier tones in this palette compares to this palette. So this is what they look like. I feel like this part down here would work better with this palette. See what I'm saying? Like, when you hold it down here, it just seems like it'd be a good extension of the top of this palette, because you have some more greens to go with these and some bright yellows to go with the yellow metallics in here. So when you hold it like that, I feel like it makes more sense. Whereas if I had kept it as a whole, I feel like you're looking more at the brighter tones toward the top and not the grungier ones toward the bottom. And I feel like it would work better with this palette for palette mashup. The last palette I have to talk about, like I said, since I forgot to bring, and that's palette again. I'm sorry, but I didn't get to do my TikTok over the Saturday last week like I told y'all I was, and it's been busy all week long. So now I have, see what I'm saying about how I feel like these palettes are similar as well, because like you notice when I took away the top roll with the colors in it, it has a lot of like those muted cool tone colors like this Christmas Eve palette does, whereas if you pull it down, I feel like you notice those more. That's why I'm kind of holding it the way I'm holding it, so you can see how the color story looks somewhat similar in regards, at least to me, with that palette. I meant to bring the orange palette as well, and I forgot to bring that. So like y'all, I was rushing to get stuff done and bring stuff, because I want to get back within a certain amount of time, because I want to be able to wind down and relax. It's like 9:30 now while I'm showing y'all this, and so yeah. So I'm gonna go off camera, get my life in order, because I got so many videos to still film. So I might film a couple of those, but this eye look on, if you're curious what's on my eyes right now, this is the Makeup by Mario, what is the Ethereal palette. I got it in store today at Sephora. It's gonna be my Sephora haul. It's coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. But I got it in that. I got it in today. And I ordered another one online because they said you couldn't pick it up in my store, but then I went to my store and it was there. So then of course I was upset, because I'm like, I could have just bought it in the store like I wanted to in the first place, but y'all lied and told me you can have it. It was the whole thing. So I'm gonna have to return that one once I get it back to me, so that way I can, you know, get my money back, because I'm like, I don't need two of this palette. Like, I don't need one of this palette, because it's so neutral, and you know that's not my thing. But you know, anyway, like I said, I'm gonna go off camera, get my life in order, do an eye, then I'll come back with, I'm gonna start off with the Christmas Eve palette. I'm gonna start off in the order in which they were made for. So Christmas Eve we'll do first, and then I'll come back and do Christmas Day. So let me zoom in real quick and cute like girl. Like I said, this is just the Ethereal palette on my eyes. If you want to see what it looks like on some of my skin tone, there you go, girl. This is what it looks like. But yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, girl? Okay. Okay, y'all, so here's the eye look. Let me go pause it and get on this phone. Sorry about that. The sun is coming in really weird because of the time of day it is. So I tried to turn up the lights and hope that'll help, but I just had the sun beating on my face because my son and his friends decided to fuck up the blinds in this house, because this is why they only need to come over once a month. They don't like that. Anyway, this is the Christmas Eve palette. And y'all, I feel like y'all know I was gonna do something like this, so I took this shade right here and it actually changes from purple to like blue in like a weird green situation, so there's all that going on. So I had used these two, these three. I used a little bit of this, so I basically used this whole row. These three right here, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's what I used to make this eye look. So I'm gonna start off with the shade Softly. That's that dark brownish shade, the one that matches my skin tone the best, or is closest to what I can use as a, you know, transition shade to put underneath the brow bone and all that, for when I don't want to use a crazy pastelish type shade and do the light to dark thing I've been doing recently. So we'll be starting with this. I still, I guess, technically did the light to dark thing because this one matches my skin tone a little better, and the light blue obviously does not. So I guess I still did it the way I normally do it. Girl, I woke up like super late. I planned on getting up way earlier than I did. My son came in the room. He's like, it's 2:30, Mom. What? But see, it's Sunday, and y'all know I normally work Sunday, so I wouldn't been like filming normally. So my alarm would have gone off at like, you know, 4:30 when or 4 o'clock when I have to get ready for work. So I'm just putting this shade Softly into another bit. I hate the fact that the light is really sitting on my face like this. It's so annoying. I'm sorry, but I need to get this done because I'm trying to leave here at 6 o'clock and I have like 4 eyeshadow looks I need to do. I need to do this one and the Christmas one, and then I got sorry about that. I got 2 Battle of Loves that I have to do today with the Scooby-Doo collection versus 2 other palettes, and then I start off with the shade Night Sky. It's kind of dark, but it's not as dark as I was hoping it would be. So later on, we go with that shade I showed you, the Christmas Eve shade, the dark navy blue. Yeah, so I got other stuff I need to do, and then I was supposed to take Adriangameover to get a haircut today, but I'm like, that's not gonna be happening because by the time I get done with this, I'm sure the barbershop would be closed, but I'm pretty sure they open on Monday. So I told him I was taking Monday. He's like, Monday? I have to wait till Monday? I'm like, dude, you don't even have to go to school Monday. So it's like when an alarm goes off for Monday to get ready for school, you can get up and take your shower and wash your hair then we will take him to the barbershop so he can actually get his hair cut like he's supposed to and all that. So I'm just like, okay. Yeah, so that's looking pretty good. Let me get my clean brush because I'm not necessarily liking this darker blue in the crease, but I want the lighter one. So dust all over that. Dust in the machine. Now I'm gonna go in with the lighter blue called Nightfall and just start in the crease like I normally do with my lighter shades to go with my deeper shades. Yeah, so yeah, I just straight went to sleep, so probably in like 10 minutes. Don't be surprised if I have to get up because my alarm will ring me go off. It was like 3:45 when I went to go turn off the phone, so. But I went down in the background of my videos the entire time. And the person tried to copyright claim or something like that because they got past the comment. I don't care that you're covering whatever you're covering about people knocking out video game servers. I don't care. So, yeah. Because from what I heard when I was sitting here doing the first eye off camera while he was asleep, that's what the dude was covering. I'm like, I don't care about that. Yeah. Anyway, I record with some of the darker blue now, Christmas Eve. And hopefully eventually the sun will get off my face. So I just wanted to deep it up a little bit because I like having a lighter one. Y'all know I'll do like a lighter one for where I have to put the shimmer to give like that effect and have the darkest one on the eye. That's something I've been trying to do lately now too. So I'm trying to blend this Christmas Eve shade, deeper shade back here. It seems like it don't want to move from the spot I put it down enough, so I'm not necessarily liking that. Because you see I'm blending and I feel like it's not spreading the way I would prefer it to. So. Or it's taking a lot of work to blend it to what I prefer it to, so I'm not necessarily crazy about that. I mean, I'm getting it done, but it's taking longer than I would like, basically. Okay, there we go. Finally, honey. Of course, I'm going to a little bit exaggerated. Yeah, so. Y'all don't know how excited I am about this week. I feel like it just won't fly by though, of course, because I'll have it off until I have to like go to work every day. It seems like when I have to go to work every day, it's like super slow. But when I don't have to go to work, it's like really fast. So I'm just like, okay. Anyway, let's get the glitter glue on here. Let me start cutting. Okay. It's about right there. I love the shades and how the sparkle looks on the eye. It ended up looking really, really nice. One thing was I was just surprised that the purple turned to like this weird greenish, like yellow gold type shift. We'll start with shade Blue Star. That's the darkest shimmer in the palette. And y'all know I love these darkest to lightest, and it's like a blue to purple shift, so y'all know it's all about that. And then I had the lighter blue to purple in the front. That was like my goal, and that's why I had set it up the way I did. So I'm kind of just like, oh, so we're not, it has an extra shift in the shade Gorgeous that I wasn't expecting. Because at first I was going to compare Gorgeous to Tina's shade Fancy because they look similar, but Tina's doesn't shift to the like green that this one does. But I'll swatch them if I can, because I think I bought Tina's palette to compare to another palette in my new series. One of those episodes will be going up this week as well. You'll see this sometime this week. I think you'll see this tomorrow on the 7th. And then on the 8th, I'll let Scooby-Doo go. But I put the Mario video up today because if you want to get it, you need to get it during the sale. And these other things, you know, you can't get during the sale. So I figured you'd be more concerned about that. Now let's take the shade Gorgeous. And like, look how stunning that looks. Like, it's just what it says it is. It works. I feel like I blended it over a little too much on the other eye, but with this eye, I feel like I did a pretty bang up job. I'm gonna put a little bit more blue star on top of it just to like get a little better blend of them together. But for the most part, I figured it looks nice. Like this. Take a little bit more of the shade Christmas Eve. And just kind of pat it over the shimmers to, you know, unify everything. Make it a little bit nicer. Then I'm going to go back in with the shade Nightfall. Y'all know we're blue, and y'all know I normally just go in and kind of touch up a little bit. If I feel like the shimmer came too high and I feel like you can't see the true shade as much as I want. Then I'm going to go with the original shade we started off with, Softy, and kind of airbrush over the top of the blue to make sure everything looks the way I want it to. And then we'll take the clean brush and, you know, just dust off all the stuff before we get into our inner corner shade. So clean brush, dust. And under here. Now I actually put on a glossy eyeliner as opposed to a matte one because, you know, you want it to be seen, and since I have on such a dark look, I end up using a Gucci glossy when I had bought during the Friends and Family sale, I believe. So I started off with the shade Blue Ice, but I felt like it was too icy and light and I wanted more purple brought in. So I ended up putting the purple shade Wonderful on top of it. And as y'all know, I'm not putting anything on lower lash line because I have 3 other videos to film. Sorry, 4 other videos to film now I think about it, because like I have to film the other part of the Christmas Eve palette on this one. I mean the Merry Christmas palette. Then I have to turn around and film one of the videos for the new series like I told y'all. Then I have to turn around and do the 2 Battle of Bells with the Scooby-Doo palette and the other one. So it'll be a long one. I'm going to just throw both of those palettes in the same video though. So it's like if you want to see one or the other, they're both going to be in this video. I didn't feel the need to separate them. I didn't separate them when I did the Scooby-Doo video, so I'm not going to separate them in this one. So this is your finished eye look. I'm sorry y'all, the sun is so horrible right now, disrespecting me like that. But I'm going to go off camera and do the look at me, I think, of sexy pictures as usual. And then I will come back and we'll start on the Merry Christmas. Okay, be right back. Okay y'all, this is the second eye look with the Merry Christmas palette. Y'all know I had to go full blast on Christmas because it's like, you know, that's what the majority of shades in here are for. So let me see, I used these 2 right here. I used these 3 right here. I used that one, this one, and the deep red. So I basically just jumped around the palette, tried to use as many Christmassy looking colors as possible. So I'm gonna start off with the shade Gingerbread, which is the one that's closest to my skin tone. And I literally just put it like toward the middle of the eye because I was like, I don't want it like all over the way I would normally do, because it's like I want to bring the brighter colors higher up, but I didn't want the middle of the eye to have the brighter colors, so I gave like the neutral tones there. And I do my pastel shade on my crease. I mean, not my crease, on my brow bone, of course, because y'all know that's the thing I do now. I mean, I have to put I actually put shimmer on top of that too, just because I was like, this ought to be fun. So here we go with that. I'm gonna try to just go all the way to the front of the eyebrow right here, because of the angle I bring up the bright red on next. Now my only issue was I was like, I didn't know if y'all would be able to tell the difference between the two reds, because I feel like you can't once I put them on the eyes, even though one is supposed to be deeper and the other one's supposed to be brighter. I feel like once they're both on, I don't know if the deeper one, the lighter one oxidized more than I thought it was going to, but it didn't work out. So next I'm using Best Wishes. That's the lighter matte green. I just kind of tapped into my brow bone like so, and then I tried to tap it in first and then blend it a little bit back and forth. Tap and then blend. Tap some more and then blend. So I wanted a mint-ish green type brow bone, if you will. So I was like, okay. So that's how they look. I also like the whole effective deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the shimmer on now while I remember. So the shimmery shade I put on was Snowman. I think it's like got gorgeous reflexive shimmers in it. So I'll go ahead and rub it on top. So I'll just put it on top of that. And give that nice effect that you see on both sides of the eyebrows. I just think it looks really cool. So I was here for it. Now we're gonna go into the shade Poncetta. That's the bright red. And I started like tapping that here and just kind of like going upwards toward the eye. So I basically just tried to blend it into where we put gingerbread right here. So I stopped about right there. I need to bring it closer here because I didn't bring the shade in. So it's going a little bit toward the nose and mainly toward the crease. Excuse me. Blend it all in there to get that type of effect as you see on both sides. Take some one with the gingerbread shade on it and blend a little bit just to help with the transition a little bit. So it don't look as crazy. Take a little more gingerbread just. On the other side, I don't feel like I blended it that far into the nose, so I'm trying to like rectify that just a little bit, and we'll take the clean brush too and just kind of go in and calm it down a tad bit there. Yeah, there we go. That looks a little bit better. Yeah, I'm liking that better. Okay. Now I'm going to go into the deep shade called Hot Cocoa. It's more a burgundy shade, and I kind of stamped it in my crease like so here and just blended it out. So I blended it out to about right where the brow bone starts and stopped it there because I'm like, I didn't want it to go too far over because we still have to pull the shade Christmas Tree, the green in, put on the outer V. So try to be mindful of that and not go too far over. You see what I'm saying? Like now I feel like you can't see the difference. I feel like it's like a subtle difference, but it's not to the extent of which I was hoping, especially once you add all the other things on. So I was a little disappointed by that because I wanted it to be, you know, inherently clear that it was two different shades, and I feel like it doesn't do that as well as I was hoping. Now let's go into the shade Christmas Tree. So go into that and start my classic outer V shape, because y'all know I love a like cat eye outer V shape, so had to do it. And I just wanted to make this like the super Christmassy look because the majority of the mats I feel like they gave you were for like a super Christmassy look. I'm going to do a look though with like the orangey reddish shade sometimes this week. Perhaps I'll try to get some stuff done for Instagram this week, but I'm mainly trying to catch up on like my TikTok because I have not put anything on TikTok, I want to say in like 2 weeks, but I haven't really filmed any content on my phone that I could post up, and although I have some of my drafts, some of that stuff is so old, so I feel like it might not even be relevant or people might not care anymore. So like I don't want to, you know, be putting stuff out there and wasting time and energy and people don't really care about it too much. So I prefer to just, you know. Alright, put it up. Okay, so we got it looking pretty good there. Let's take the clean brush again and dust under here. Okay, that's looking good. So now we're going to take the glitter glue and cut the lid and then get into all the Christmassy shimmers. Because I'm telling y'all, this is my full blown on like the Christmas on steroids look with like all the reds and greens. Kind of like, you know, with Dior quads where I just did a nice little combination of red and greens. So technically this is my second one, but I will say I like this one better than the Dior one just with all the sparkle and glitter and the fact that I have a decent amount of mattes. With that one, I feel like I had a whole bunch of satin mattes. I just had to adjust accordingly, so I wasn't as excited about that one. Not that it didn't look nice, I just wasn't as excited because it's like I knew I wasn't gonna have the mattes that I felt like I wanted. So anyway, let's get into this green shade, which is New Year. And it has a nice dual situation going on with it. It looks like, because in the pan it looks green, but otherwise, sorry y'all, it's my alarm to get ready to go to work, but I don't have to go to work today. I started my vacation like Friday, and I'm just too excited. So, keep on with this New Year shade. And I try to get it like basically to like the middle of the lid, and then I just turn around and so we'll stop about right here, and then the rest of the way we'll put the other shade I'm putting on the lid, which is called Jingle Bells. And then the Elf Wish is what I have my inner corner, which I think just looks stunning. I'm gonna go back up with the mattes like I normally do, and then I'm gonna go into the crease again with a couple of shades just to make sure it looks okay, because I want them to look pretty even. And so far it's looking okay, but I don't know, I just always feel like when I cut the crease on this I have to go back and adjust because my eyes are two different shapes and I want, you know, everything to look nice and bright and as even as I possibly can make it look, considering you have to remember I am not a makeup artist. I just like to do makeup looks. So we're taking Jingle Bell and going like to blend it into New Year. This is what we're looking like so far. I think it looks pretty good. Pretty good. I want a little more of hot cocoa, so if I feel like there's still some on this brush, I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of etch it a little bit to make it a little more prominent and seen. Taking the brush that had Concetti on it now and just digging there a little bit more. Yeah, I just want a little bit more impact and bright, because I feel like after a little while when I'm doing the look, stuff starts to oxidize a little bit, so I want to make sure I brought everything back in it I want it to be seen. So we're going to go back in the Christmas tree and just basically retouch the deep and depth to the shadow. I'm going to blend over the shimmer and make sure everything looks nice and smooth. Looking good, looking good. I constantly go back in with my brush if y'all can't tell. I'm just trying to smooth everything out and make it look nice. Now let's go into the star of the show, Elf Wish. Because I'm telling y'all, I feel like this inner corner is like just bringing all of what I got going on together. The crazy thing is I feel like I can wear this look in the summertime and it would be fine. Just like use different shimmers and it'll work fine. Because I feel like if I use the shimmer Elf Wish on the lid along with the orange in this palette, I can do the same look in the summertime and it'd be acceptable. So I'm feeling like this isn't just a Christmas palette. I mean, it embodies a lot of Christmas, especially at the time really they dropped it. But I feel like you can wear this palette, you know, we back on up since I'm done. I feel like you can wear this palette like, you know, when it's not Christmas, then it'll be fine. Because like I said, since they put other colors in here that aren't necessarily Christmassy, like I don't think of pink as Christmas. I don't think of orange as Christmas. I feel like you can use the bottom half of this palette when you're using Christmas time, and it can be like a normal look. And then I feel like you use top half of this palette when you want to do a more greeny fun look, and it doesn't have necessarily to be a Christmas palette. So what I like about this, even though it is themed around Christmas, I feel like this is a palette you can wear like year round, as long as you don't blend the colors together the way I blended the colors together today. But since it's close to Christmas time, I was trying to stick to the Christmas theme. But I feel like in July, maybe I'll do a Christmas in July series, and I'll use this palette showing that it doesn't have to just be a Christmas palette, and the Christmas Eve palette doesn't have to be a Christmas Eve palette. So I'm thinking that's something I need to put in my notes in my phone to come back and do, because I'm like, although this is a Christmas palette, it does not have to be used just at Christmas. You can use it all year long. And I'm definitely here for this palette and love the colors I came up with on both of them. I think I like this look just a tad bit more, because I mean, y'all got to think how many blues I do. I do lots of blues and greens, but I feel like that's more of a grungy fall palette, the Christmas Eve one. And then like the Merry Christmas one you can use like more in the summertime and as far as Christmas time, because you know it is Christmas themed. But you can use them any time of the year. I'm not saying you have to use them at those times, but I like the fact that I feel like I can use both of them all year long. Some Christmas palettes you feel like you can only use at Christmas because they only gave you a limited amount of colors that are usually designed around Christmas. But you know, if you're really creative, you can use it any time of year. And with these, I feel like you'll definitely be able to use them like year round. So those are my thoughts on the palette. The quality is the same as all Oden's quality, has gotten better throughout the years. The shimmers are absolutely stunning, and I'm loving that they're doing more of these shifty, awesome looking shades. So those are my thoughts. I recommend the palettes. I think they're awesome. I think they have a pre-order going now, so if you want to get it, grab it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all in dimes. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Comment down below and tell me if you're gonna grab it or not. Be blessed, girl. Bye.